We are Welcome 23 years running before Witness, a Bodyguard romance. Chapter 26, Shelter Island. The wind tugs at Cassian's hair, whipping it across the dark expression on his face as he watches Finn drown. Grab Cassian's arm, using him to steady yourself as the storm hurls waves into the boat. Cassian, what are you doing? My brother's murderer has been walking around for years unpunished. It's not your job to punish him. A muscle pulses in Cassian's jaw, but he doesn't move. Listen. If you do this, Finn wins. He deserves to be punished for what he did. Exactly. His fate will be the same as Donovan's. No, Cassian. Dying would be too easy. It'll be over too quickly. Cassian unclenches his fist slyly. You're right. He needs to live a long and miserable life of suffering. Jumping to the bottom rung of the ladder, Cassian hangs on with one arm while reaching down with the other down into the waves to grab a sinking Finn. You help pull Finn's unconscious body out of the water, pressing your fingers to his neck as Cassian hauls him inside. He still has a pulse. Then he's still a danger to us. Use some of the ropes over there to tie him up while I get us out of here. Once you've secured Finn to one of the seats, you place a gentle hand on Cassian's shoulder. You did the right thing. If you hadn't been with me, I don't know if I would've. And it's a good thing we were together. Cassian tugs you against him, holding you tight as he navigates the boat through the raging storm. Closing your eyes, you block out the rest of the world, trusting him to get you both to safety. Despite the damage to the boat, you manage to make it to the island where Tomas is waiting to escort you into a secure Safehouse. Cassian, Nami, I was so worried when the storm hit. Tomas throws his arms around you and Cassian in a bear hug, while Finn is taken by several other U.S. Marshals. Thank goodness you're all right. With Finn in custody, you'll be back to the mainland in no time. I hope so. It means a lot you came here to help us. You could have sent anyone, but you flew all this way to make sure we were safe. Of course, the two of you are like family to me, and it's my job to always have my partner's back. There's no one more suited to the task. Tomas gestures to a door on the far side of the room. I made sure one of the bedrooms was set up for you when you arrived. Go on and get some rest. Thanks, Tomas. I know we've got a debrief at some point, but it can wait until after a night on a real mattress. Tomas laughs, waving you off as you take Cassian's hand and drag him towards the bedroom. The moment you close the door behind you, Cassian's arms find you, his face pressing against the crook of your neck. I don't think I've been able to breathe properly since you went into the water. But I'm fine. I barely went under. Seeing the ocean take you, it felt like I'd have to watch you drown like my da. I never want to lose you, Nami. I love you so much. Really? Pulling back slightly to gaze into his eyes, you frame his face with your hands. I love you too, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. Losing my father and brother made me realize the importance of each moment. It only takes a second for someone to disappear from your life, which is why I want to spend as much time with you as possible. We would drive each other crazy if we spent every second together. Going insane with you doesn't sound so bad. So does having a healthy balance where we keep our sanity intact. As long as you don't have plans to run off and join the circus, in your case some rich yacht club on the other side of the world. Anywhere I go, you will be right there with me. Closing the gap between you, you place a tender but firm kiss on his lips, spreading your fingers through his hair. He presses deeper, his love for you conveyed in every moment and movement as he breathes you in. You give him a crooked smile. Where else would I find someone to protect me from the mob and provide sexual favors? Now you're asking for trouble. He scoops you up, tickling you with the feather-like touch of his lips running along your collarbone. Hey, I call foul play. I can let you go if you want. Actually, I'm right where I want to be. Keeping his eyes locked with yours, Cassian pushes a stray piece of hair away from your cheek. For so long, it felt like my family could never be whole again. There was always a missing space where my Donovan would have been. But with you, I feel complete. You show how much we've got here in the present instead of living in the past. How we're a family all on our own. I feel the same way. Being with you has changed everything for the better. You've opened up so many possibilities for me and shown me how much I was missing by cutting myself off to love. No one else has ever made me want to try before, but you make me want to give everything I can. You already know you've got every part of me. Your lips meet in unison, unable to veil your desire for one another as you press your body flush to his. Stepping back, you find yourself held in place by the thick door to the bedroom with Cassian positioned in front of you. Let me show you how much I love you.
Yes, let me show you, yeah.
Then show me. I'll make sure there's no question in your mind. His lips find yours again, this time even hungrier and more passionate than before. Leaping up, you wrap your legs around him, your hot heat pooling through his shirt as he grips you against the wooden door. The firm muscles in his stomach flex against your thighs, causing your blood to pound with your need for him. He grasps your ass, kneading it, and using his hold to rub you against him. Christ, you're incredible. Desperate to be closer, you tug at his clothing, yanking them off his body. He returns your urgency, whipping the fabric off of you to the floor. Now you can admire me better. I plan on doing a whole lot more than looking. As his mouth meets your neck, you moan and tilt your head for better access, allowing him to suck and tease the skin there. You drag your nails down the hard wood of the door, while the other hand twists around his soft locks of hair, tangling the strands between your fingers. Oh God. Rotating your pelvis, you clench yourself together and tighter around his hips, anchoring your cores together. The warmth radiating from him makes your burn hotter, and you thrust your tongue against his in anticipation. Let me take care of you. I want to satisfy your every need. In case the first two diamond choices didn't convey that, let's make it a third. Have Cassian pleasure you on top of the pillows. It may take all night to satisfy every one of my needs. I'm up for the challenge. We should start with you on top of me. A great position. Hope you don't mind if we spice it up a bit. I'm ready for anything. Really, because if he brings out some ghost peppers or jalapenos, you're gonna... Smirking, Cassian walks backward to the bed, where he flips you down onto your stomach. He kneels behind you, reaching forward to drag the pillows from the top of the bed to space beneath your pelvis. Let's get you comfortable. You shift so your hips are angled upwards, held in place by the pillows, while your backside is completely exposed to Cassian. His hands grip the backs of your thighs, massaging you in firm, circular motions. I like the way that feels. What about this? Cassian dips his hand down, sliding his fingers against the soft fabric of the pillow to meet you. He glides along until he finds the innermost part of you, pressing the heel of his hand to caress the length of your core. Oh God, yes. Over your hips, you show Cassian where you want him to go, syncing your rhythm. The friction of the pillow below you heightens each sensation, stroking the angles normally impossible to reach. You with a moan, you grasp the bed sheets in your hands, shaking with pleasure from the dual stimulation. You're gorgeous, Nami. With his speed increasing steadily, building up the heat and flicking the surface of the pillow with each touch. You're at the edge when he glides his own hips forward, filling you with the hard certainty of release. You feel so good. Waves of white, hot passion crash through you, cresting again and again and again, racking through you as you surrender to their force, forgetting what it feels like. Anything but this, anything but Cassian. Next morning, you meet Cassie in the living room where Tomas has been debriefing him. Ah, Nami, you were quite loud last night. I mean, perfect timing. I didn't get a wink of shut-up. I was just reassuring Cassian that Killian and Maiev are exactly where they should be, securely behind bars. What about Aisling? Finn told us she had been passing on their orders. Tomas launched an investigation, but there's no proof she's involved. But it's the only explanation. We have to keep looking for proof. They can't get away with this. No one should be able to do this from behind bars. We won't let them. They'll slip up eventually, everyone does. Oh, let me guess, this book's gonna continue for another 28 chapters until we get proof? Also, what Finn told you about Aisling's involvement was off the record. He isn't talking now. So what does this mean? Are we safe from now that Finn's in custody, or will they send someone else after us? Cassian places your hands between his palms. For now, Killian and Maiev have lost the visitation privileges, and an investigation is being conducted on a few prison guards, as well as several law enforcement officers in Boston and Galway. We won't stop until everyone helping them is found. In the meantime, everyone is on high alert, meaning you and Cassian should be safe. You nod slowly in response, unable to ignore the unsettling feeling lingering in the pit of your stomach. Once you're able to rest a bit more at the Safehouse, Tomas brings you back to the mainland. After the revelation Finn provided, you're happy to continue on your vacation. Cassian stands next to you, looking out over the green hillside. Ready to go? Actually, what is it? There's one thing I still need to do. Now that I know what really happened to him, I want to visit Donovan's grave. We had him buried next to Da. Is it far? No. It's actually on our way. I feel like I can finally get some closure now. For the both of them. Then we should go. Really? Absolutely. I know it'll mean a lot to you, but don't you get everything else ready. And I'll talk to Tomas. Cassian smiles, is a little sad as he kisses your lips gently. Thank you, Nami. You have no idea. He goes to make sure everything is okay with the car, and you seek out Tomas. Hey, Tomas? Nami, everything alright? Yes, it's fine, but Cassian wants to stop at his family's graves before we leave. Right, of course. That'll be good for him. He still seems hesitant about it. I was hoping I could help him find peace with all this. How about bringing along some whiskey? You could all share a drink, so to speak. That sounds perfect, actually. They both died when he was young, so that's one experience he missed out on with both of them. But I don't think we have whiskey here. There's a pub down the road. I can stop in there and get a bottle and some glasses for you if you want. Imagine how many diamonds we've spent on this book. Yep. Thank you. That would be amazing, Tomas. Anything for Cassian. He'll be through a lot. And I'll go get it and meet you both there. You nod and make your way back to Cassian, who's already waiting in the car. By the way, I'm just curious for those of you watching, how's my Tomas voice? Let me know. Tomas won't meet us at the cemetery. He's gonna go pick something up for us first. He gives you a curious look, but doesn't say anything. You take Cassian's free hand, squeezing it tightly in reassurance as he angles the car down the road. You arrive at the small village cemetery and park the car. Cassian stares at the headstones for a long moment, his expression pained. Hey, I'm right here with you. And that means the world to me. Cassian takes a deep breath and looks down at you. I'm ready. The crunch of gravel alerts you to Tomas's car pulling up beside yours. Tomas? Nami thought you might want a little something to say goodbye with. He holds up a bottle of whiskey and 4 glasses, handing them to you and Cassian. You look down at them for a moment before wrapping Tomas in a big hug. Thank you, Tomas. Hey, I'm just a delivery guy, but you're welcome. Be well, you two. Tomas gets him back in his car and drives away, leaving you and Cassian alone in the cemetery once more. Come on, they're this way. After carefully picking your way through the headstones, you find your 2 identical ones side by side. They bear the names Donovan Keene and Donald Keene. I haven't been back since we buried Donovan. I never even saw his headstone put in. With the glasses out as Cassian pours a splash of whiskey in each, setting 2 down on the headstones and keeping 2 for yourself. He raises his glass in a toast, and you do the same. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear. It is actually quite beautiful. Salante. You both down the whiskey in your glasses, and Cassian bends down to pour the others out onto the graves of his brother and father. Setting all the glasses aside, Cassian wraps you in an embrace, resting his cheek on the top of your hand. Thank you for thinking of this. This is perfect. Exactly how I wanted to say goodbye. I'm glad I could help. His voice catches and he swallows audibly. This must be so hard. Maybe I can offer him a little comfort. I should hold his hand. You thread your fingers through his, holding them tight, and place your other hand over the back of the same hand. Cassian looks down at your clasped hands, his eyes shining a bit with a mix of emotions. Take all the time you need, Cassian. He clears his throat, obviously struggling to keep himself together. Could you maybe say a few words while I gather my thoughts? Oh, for the love of Christ! Of course. Cassian nods, closing his eyes as you start to speak. I'm sorry that I never got to know either of you, but I know a little part of each of you lives inside Cassian, and that I'm very grateful. Your son, your brother, is the best man I've ever known. Nami. You would be very proud of the person he's become, the person I love with all my heart. Offer Cassian a small smile, which he returns. Squaring his shoulder, he gathers the last of his courage. I tried to follow the examples you both set for me. Even the bad ones were a lesson to learn. And I must have done something right to have a great family at my back and a beautiful woman at my side. Thank you for everything. He turns to hug you gently. That was lovely, Cassian. Cassian crouches by Donovan's headstone, putting a hand on it. And Donnie, now that I know the truth about what happened to you, I want you to know that you did right by us. Rest in peace, brother. Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal. I love you both. Reaching out to touch his father's grave as well, Cassian straightens and you take his hand again. Feel better? Yes, absolutely. It's amazing to finally have closure. Now the rest of this vacation, I can solely focus on you. I like the sound of that. As you turn to leave, you notice a car lingering on the hillside. Cassian, look. Is that... It's the same officer from the Glyphs. Tomas never told us what the background check found. Maybe it came up clean, and he sent them as extra security? Only one way to know for sure. Cassian takes out his phone and dials Tomas as you walk cautiously to your car. Miss me already, huh? Those Gardaia we asked you to look into, did you send them to act as a security detail? What? No. I'm still waiting for the clearance on your detail. So that means the background check never came on those officers. I didn't send them. We need to go now. You sprint to the car, and Cassian speeds off away from the cemetery. You can see to the cliffside to your right, and you turn around and see the Godaria's vehicle. Where did they go? And suddenly the car comes out of nowhere to your left, slamming right into your car. You try to hold on as it begins to spiral out of control. Please, shove it into the water. Let this be over. Cassian! Cassian! I never wanted a book to end so badly in my entire life. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you'd like to support me and my content. And without further ado, I apologize on being a little late on this. Basically, I've been kind of prioritizing other things in my life this week. So, yeah. So, thought I'd catch up. Plenty of other content coming out today, like The Nanny and a few other books I'm working on that you didn't know. It's okay. A lot of other content. It's okay. Check it out. Ghost of Tsushima is one of them. Thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. Peace.